Good evening. On this Thursday evening, April the 30th, welcome to Human Unity Project Group, a private study group associated with Crowning Achievement and the Academy of Life. The Human Unity Group is designed to promote the second principle of life for effective living. This principle directs your attention to those with whom you share this precious gift of life. Apparently, our relationship with others must carry a lot of weight when it comes to entering into the next level of life because of the emphasis our senior partner in life and our Father in heaven puts on this particular approach to others. As our team captain and as our senior partner in life, our Creator desires that we create an effective team, and it's our decision to do so. It's not forced upon us. When we're able to embrace others as equals, then we're able to achieve much more as we perform our assigned duties by our Creator. This second principle of life directs our attention to developing mutual respect for others who are also carrying the same identifying marker as heaven's very best or our Creator's crowning achievement. Respect for others, being considerate of others, sharing with others, and basically embracing each other as equals fulfills 1/3 of the requirements as expressed from the mouth of our Creator for you and me to actually make that next step, get into that course of entering into the next level of life. I must mention here that we're always granted life free. There's no price tag put on life. But what has been placed on the next level, or I assume various levels of growth that we experience within time and space, is choice. We get to choose whether we wish to go forward or not. In our everyday environment, we get to choose to be difficult toward others. We can also choose to embrace others as equals. We can choose to be good citizens. We can choose to honor our parents. We can choose. We're assigned free moral agency. And life is free. We were given this gift of life. And there's no price tag put on any level of life. But there is a requirement that you choose it and that you make the proper choice according to the compassion, forgiveness, mercy, and kindness that has been expressed from the mouth of our Creator that He wants you and me to use in entering into that next phase of life. We can sum it up this way. If it's good for us, then it must be good also for our brothers and sisters in life. It really isn't all that complicated. If we want to care for others as we wish to be cared for, then we have an entirely higher level, more mature approach to this precious gift of life. And we choose to embrace others as equals because we want to be embraced as an equal as well. Choosing the next phase of life may be our own choice, but our source of life has provided a process, as I've discussed with you many times. We discuss things with our children and our grandchildren, and I'm blessed to have great-grandchildren. I can express to them, I would do this or that, and be careful with this particular thing that I'm afraid may cause you some trouble if you choose that. And we do it to our kids. And our Father in heaven does the same thing to us. He says, look, I want you to choose to enter into life. And I want to give you some points to consider that are spiritual essence, spiritual energies that have been revealed to you in the physical. For instance, honoring your parents. You don't have to love your parents if they're difficult and have caused you a lot of hard time. There's no demand that you love your parents, but yet you are required to honor them, and you honor them by food, clothing, and shelter, making sure their needs are taken care of. But there's no force directed toward you to make you do anything. Perfecting ourselves is going to be the greatest challenge we've ever faced. But if we're to succeed, as encouraged by our senior partner in life, who is in fact our Father in heaven and our dearest friend and benevolent boss, we have to do the work assigned to us. We can't expect someone to take the test in life for us. Life is free, as I've mentioned many times. But you choose what you're going to do with this precious gift of life. No one's going to make you do anything. Any political, religious organization that is set up as a bully organization to try to force things upon you or kick you out the door, and that is totally unauthorized from the boardroom of creation. We're free moral agents. We are not machines. We're not to be programmed by fear, anxiety, and guilt-related issues expressed from the mouth of some control freak. This is not the will of heaven. The will of heaven is that you learn by what you experience, whether it's what you suffer or what you enjoy, you learn to make wise decisions and informed choices. We have to do the work in order to reach that personal level assigned to us. We're not permitted graduation documents if we're expecting someone else to do everything for us. Many of our brothers and sisters in life balk. They really put their heels in at someone getting something for nothing in sort of a welfare state when they've had to hold down several jobs just to barely make ends meet. Entitlements for those not assumed to deserve them. Illegals, as many have mentioned to me, they get upset when someone coming into our country illegally is getting benefits that they can't get, and they're suffering because of this. And it's created a lot of fractures in our communities. Yet, in the world of the political religious maneuvers or development, it is assumed by too many that everything is free and there's nothing that has to be done by the individuals. That's not true. Giveaway programs do not work. Life is free. You bring your kids into the world. It's free. But you don't say to them, just stay home, live in the basement all your life, and I'll take care of you. No, you don't do that. Unless the child is having some physical or mental problems, then that's a horse of a different color. But if a child, grandchild, or great-grandchildren can work, you want them to work. You want them to go to school, get an education so they can support themselves. And that's exactly what the spiritual approach from the mouth of our Creator is telling us. I want you to perfect or mature yourself. I want you to learn to make those decisions and choices that will benefit you. And one of those choices is that we learn to embrace one another. We learn to look at each other and look into the eyes of our neighbor and somehow see ourselves. And I know we can't get along with all the neighbors. I'm not a Pollyanna guy. I realize life is flawed. We're flawed. That's why we're encouraged to perfect ourselves. We are given instructions from the boardroom of creation on how to overcome those things and to be overcomers. Our Creator disagrees with those who want the free lunch when they can work. Anyone who thinks that heaven's crowning achievement can just walk through life doing whatever they want, and they're going to get all the benefits from the throne room of creation, it's not going to happen, my friend. Dress it and keep it. Now, those were the basic instructions given to Adam and Eve, or Adam and Eva, when the breath of life was breathed into their nostrils and they became living souls. They were placed within an arena of life and given instructions with regard to our physical environment, and it was presented loud and clear. Our first parents were told, dress it and keep it. And it's still part of our assignment today. We've been permitted to rule over the land, air, and sea creations as representatives of our Creator. I think that's an amazing thing. That shows there's some trust and responsibility placed on our shoulders. Not, well, God's going to do everything. Our Father in heaven is going to do everything. We're just going to float through this experience. Living souls have been assigned to represent our Creator and Father in heaven in the performance of our physical duties on earth. Those who have inherited the earth prior to our placement apparently did not complete their task, so it's up to us now to finish that work. And it's not a big deal. We can do it. We're going to learn lessons. The teamwork remains the key. The second principle of life says love your neighbor. Okay? That helps us develop that team. We cannot fail to work with others and expect to enter life at that higher level of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. It appears that we're completely and totally in charge of our choices and decisions, and we're able to learn by what we choose or decide to do. Should we mess it up? It's okay, Teshuva, forgiveness. That's what this physical experience is all about. We were created flawed. The world is flawed. That's why we were told to dress it, fix it, make the world a better place in which to live. But you have to be working on yourself at the same time. That's a very positive assignment. Should we mess things up, it's okay to go back to the drawing board and redo that path that ended up with giving us a bad choice or a bad decision. And family, we've been granted the larger responsibility for reaching that next higher level of maturity or physical perfection. And that'll open up the door. There's those three keys I talk about that open up the door for entering into the various phases of life. And yes, we learn by what we suffer. And we also learn by what we enjoy doing. In the image and in the likeness of our Creator means we're capable of emulating our Maker, our friend, the best friend we have, our boss, benevolent boss, not a control freak or a bully. Our Creator is not a bully. I understand that within many political, religious movements, the leadership that is focusing on being control freaks and fearmongers, they give the wrong impression about the Creator of life, because what they've done in these various opposing and divisive and competitive groups, they've created a God in the image of the founder of that group. That's the reality of it. That's why we have so many gods anymore. Each political religious movement represents its own God, usually the one created in the image of the founder. Prove me wrong. In the image and in the likeness of our Creator of life, the life giver, the one identified as love, or that powerful energy that always produces life and never death, means we're capable of emulating our Maker while we transition through the physical to the spiritual and eternal goals set before us. We possess the wherewithal to express the following. Sit back and listen. Light one up. Pour yourself a drink. Listen to these things right now. We're able to express compassion, forgiveness, mercy, and kindness with every single physical act we initiate within time and space. That's what it means. We can emulate our Creator. We possess the ability to rule over that part of us, that animalistic part that needs to be modified, that needs to be harnessed, so we can bring our conduct and behavior into conforming with the will of heaven, as expressed from the mouth of our senior partner in life. We are our Creator's earthly representatives, assigned to rule over His handiwork, the land, air, and sea creations, to dress things up on earth and to keep or maintain what we're able to successfully tidy up. We are not permitted, you better listen to this, this may be a problem for some of you, we are not permitted to rule over those with whom we share this gift of life. It's up to them to learn how to rule over themselves. We can certainly be instructive and encourage them. This is the path. This is what we're told to do if we want to enter into life. If we want to perpetuate life for ourselves and others, there's a process that we have to embrace. Okay, I've overextended my time again. Be well, be blessed, stay on the job as assigned to you, wherever you are. You can embrace life more joyfully, and in doing so, you express appreciation with heart, soul, and might to our Creator. And you do the same thing when you look others in the eye and you see yourself, and you're willing to the best of your ability and to that which others relate to, work with others in making this world a better place in which to live to the extent possible. And we put all this together and we end up, by our actions, expressing to our giver of life, we like this experience. We like living. We like honoring our Creator who gave us this life by caring for each other and improving ourselves. Creating that healthier self-image is something that we're supposed to be constantly aware of. Yes, constantly improving ourselves and helping others do the same. And when we get into that mode, we're in the life focus. We're not sitting around waiting for the grim reaper to come and pack us away and put us up on Boot Hill, where we hope to receive some glorious benefit for having endured. That's not how the system works. You represent the giver of life, start living. You represent compassion, forgiveness, mercy, and kindness. Start using those spiritual energies in the performance of your physical task, beginning with your family, and make sure you do the best job you can with them, because that is really important. And also for your community. Help out in the community when you can. We have the excess of our increase, that 10% of our increase. And I say increase and not income because the control freaks have got that mixed up. 10% of your increase is to be used for widows, orphans, and stranger who comes into your midst after you've taken care of your family. Did you hear me? You know, you may have a child or a grandchild or great-grandchild that's in need, and they're struggling and working very hard, but they need some help in helping them get ahead. Don't neglect them, help them first. So anyway, well, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. We have a lot to share with you. I don't want to confuse you, but if I've said anything that has confused you, please take the time to fire off your questions to me. I'm your brother in life. I'm assigned to give you instructions on the path that I've learned that works. It produces life. It helps me learn how to become more of an asset to my wife and family and also to my community. And there's no control freaks involved with it. It's walking with life as our Creator assigned us to do from the very beginning. And the various courses that we take and experiences help us to advance as we mature and perfect ourselves for greater service to our Master of Life, our senior partner in life. Take care of yourself. See you tomorrow evening. If you have time, drop by. Love you.